You know, there's some great armchair experts with great knowledge that they didn't do it. It's not in their riches. They're very experienced riders, and they do it well. They don't know what they're doing. They do it well. Every country always had that. They had great success stories that they couldn't particularly teach you because they don't know what they do up here. See, Ludger is different. Ludger has this, and he has a system, and he imparts it to all those boys because they all have his stamp. They all have his position, they have his system, they have his stable. That's why there's 5 or 6 riders there that are great riders because they all follow his system. So he has to be a great teacher, Ludger Beerbohm. Knowledge and experience. First of all, for success in this sport, you have to have great horse care. That's first. That's before you get it. You call me on that phone where to send that horse. You weren't going to send that horse where they had poor horse care. Horse care is first. Because you buy a horse, you send them to some of these, you buy a great horse, you send them to one of these eastern countries, and in about a week he's a bad horse. You send a bad horse there, and he's a bad horse. You send a gooder because they don't have a care for it, love it. Next is you have what is called an eye to select a horse for what his job is. Is he to do dressage? Is he to do eventing? Is he to be a fox hunter? Is he to be a show jumper? That you have an eye, and that's mostly with looking at thousands of horses. And some people, you know, has a great eye, Fran Steinberg. Is that Sue here? Sue, Fran Steinberg. She always could sit in the back ring at a show and pick out a horse. She just had it. But of course, she rode her whole life. But some people don't ever have it. You see great riders, and they never pick a good horse. And that's horse selection. So first is that management, then horse selection. Then is what do you do when you work a horse, which we spend a lot of time with. That's dressage, but not necessarily competition dressage. And that, first of all, physically, we wouldn't have this soundness issue. Vets, injections, if people work their horses a little better. So from a physical standpoint of view, that's good for the horse dressage. From a mental and emotional perspective, dressage is good for the horse. So we work a horse in dressage. What's the bridge? The bridge here is called cavaletti. That's the bridge from dressage to jumping. We go and we put those in every configuration, every possible configuration. Most trainers have a good imagination. That goes to which we call gymnastic. And after that, we put parts of horses together, like angles or straights or triples or whatever. That's the recipe. First of a great rider is ambition. Memorize this. Second is emotion. You've heard of Beezy now, right? Every chef de keep has always put her as anchor on every team. I can't ever hardly remember, if ever, she went anything but last. On a donkey, on whatever horse she has, she always be put last because of her ice in her veins. Nothing rattles her. Nothing. That's called emotion. Next, we talked about management. Management of your horse, management of your career, management with your blacksmith, your vet, what shows you go to, how many classes. That's why I suggested that boy to you that time. Because he had a brain. And he knew how to take care of a horse. He knew what show to go to. He knew what classes to enter. And she owned Abdullah, who was, of course, gold and silver in Los Angeles and World Cup final winner. So it pertained, right? Most famous pertained. Management. Selection, we talked about it. Now we have talent. That's at the back end. For example, I never had talent, but I was pretty successful. Talent is at the back end. You have ambition. You have emotion. You have management. You have selection, horse selection, talent. What are the 5 factors of a great rider? Christina. Management. What are the 5 factors of a great rider? No. What's the first one? Tell it.
Emotion, selection.
No. Tell it.
Ambition.
Tell it.
Ambition, emotion, management, selection.
Tell it. Tell it. Is that order? Ambition is first, and believe it or not, talent is last. Okay? I worked enough today. I worked enough. The horses worked enough. Oh, I had these people all teed up for an interesting parkour tomorrow. An interesting parkour.